And
Big
it
G,
itch, man. It itch.
That's not. You're not combing your beard. You're like he said. You're scratching your face.
Hey, man, there's some
Peach
link to
fuzz.
this, man.
Peach
Yeah,
fuzz.
it's the first time in my life I ever let it grow out, man. I'm gonna let it grow all the way out. Pay, my stuff gonna be long. It's gonna be like when I talk, you're gonna see it like this. Like I'll be like, "What's happening, Pay? You ain't gonna see my lips." I'm letting it grow all the way out.
That's
Not a
big
ditty. That's not a ditty.
We don't want to see your lips.
Stop that. Stop that. That's not a ditty.
Hey,
no, not
hey,
yet.
Hey, live
don't do
chat.
that
Homies
thing.
in the back. Was that a ditty?
No.
You look
so
like
what? So what you saying? I should have said. You're not going to see my mouth. Is that what I should have said? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, there's no good way to say what you're trying to say.
I'm letting my facial hair grow out, man. That's how your hair, people's hair look when you can't see it.
That's like that one backstage, Big G. You gave a visual. You can't be doing that, man. Keep your hands away from your face.
It looks like what's it called? The Lorax? The Dr. Seuss Lorax. You can't see his lips when he's talking. Because his facial hair is real long.
I know the character you mean, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That ain't no ditty. That ain't a ditty, man.
I don't.
All right, you said, but when you mix all this in and my facial hair, you ain't gonna see my lips because of my facial hair and all this. Nah, man.
That's a direct reference. I'm not talking about nothing else except for my lips on my face.
G. We G's, man. Literally, we G's. We don't get down talking like that, man.
Hey, man, y'all tripping, man.
and you sitting there literally combing your face, man. Get you a brush, bruh.
No, I don't want. No, it's the comb, man. It feel good when you comb it.
Cause you scratching your face.
It's getting long too, boy. Look, it's getting long. It's getting long.
Do this with the comb.
I can't do that. Maybe hold on. I might be able to. Let me see. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, look.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got some link to it. Look.
Okay.
Not like y'all. You and Pay, y'all growing out there, man. This is the first time in my life I'm ever letting it roll, dog.
Yeah, I think it could look all right, man.
Yeah, I'm letting it roll.
You know, you just gotta get through that stage where you feel like it's itchy. Be about a week, maybe week and a half. Then you get by that, you good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fellas, so what's
summer? Why would you wait till summer to grow your beard?
You know I'm backwards, man. But come on, man.
I mean, it really don't matter because, like, if you have one, I have one in the summer. I'm not cutting it off because it's summer.
Yeah, but you're used to having really that air hit your face. So once the summer getting, you're just gonna be hot. I'm just gonna tell you now, you're gonna be hot.
It's okay, man.
When you're not used to it, it could be that at first.
Your neck,
but you know, I never had that problem because I'm so cool. So you know, not no pun, no joke. I really don't even sweat a lot, man. I don't work hard or do nothing like that either. But you know, I'm just always cool, man. Matter of fact, I'd be cold all the time since I had this kidney transplant. Me and my wife can't really get a mix, man, because she be hot, having hot flashes and stuff like that, and I'd be like, "Don't turn that air up. I'm cold." And I used to keep my air on 70 all the time. Now I got that joke on like 74, man.
Damn. You sweating like a slave in your house.
No, 74 is good for me now. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. Coming to your house, catch on fire.
What's your air temperature?
Right now?
No, like what do you usually keep it at?
And once it gets over 85 degrees, outside, between 80 and 85 degrees outside, I drop it to 69 and 70.
Oh. So, yeah, I used to like to come in the house and feel the coolness hit you in the face. What about you, Pay?
I keep it at 73 all year.
Okay.
Y'all be melting candles and, man, I almost cussed. Y'all be melting candles and stuff. Walk in, you just automatically just catch on fire as soon as you walk in the house. Big
G, I just been like this for the last 6 months, man. I used to keep mine where you keep yours at, but I be cold now. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
73, like in the winter, if I get cold, like this past winter, I'll turn that joke up to 78, man. I'll be cold, bro.
Damn, man, I wouldn't be able to take it, boy. Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to take it.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. But fellas, what's happening, man? Tim called me old skin tape. Thin old skin tape. Shout out to the homie Tim Lyons, man. Hope you got some good Bengals questions because we gonna try and go around the north. And your boy Dirt ain't here, Tim. So any questions about the Bengals, we get to answer them ourselves from our own perspective. They could catch some strays tonight.
Oh, they gonna catch a couple of them. They gonna catch a couple.
Hey, Pay, go ahead, Pay, and shout out some of the folks in the live chat if you would, man.
Bro, man, Daredevil, always Tim Lyons, associate of the homies, running through the jungle, extraordinaire, Reginald Rivers. All the regulars are here tonight. Afton, Rob Lightfoot, Eric Wildman, AFL 67. Thank you all for checking in on Friday. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, chilling with the homies on a Friday night. We love you for it.
No doubt.
Sir Claude Bishop. Sir Claude Bishop, I salute you, sir.
Sir Claude Bishop to you.
Correct.
He just regular old Matrix Claude to me.
until Sunday. Until Sunday.
Wait, so Sunday, is that the parameters of the bet that you lost? You have to, address him as Sir?
Sir Claude Bishop. Every time I see him, Sir Claude, and salute, sir. Hello, sir.
That is
he been doing this since Wednesday. So
Yep.
So that's why he's on time. That's a good bet.
Oh yeah, Claude trying to get paid, bro. He's trying to get paid. I understand, but I kept my word. Hey, it is what it is.
Claude, keep commenting.
Yeah, G. Matter of fact, every comment Claude got, we gonna have you address it, just so we can hear you say Sir Claude.
Absolutely. I ain't got no problem. I lost the bet. It is what it is. I lost.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
It is what
it is. And Claude was, but you know what though? The running backs, we'll talk about it tonight. The running backs is a
let me ask you this, G, because I had to use them on Curb earlier today, man. The new Matrix. Who gonna get them first?
The new Matrix, the graphic that I said make.
The old country, the new country. No, not that one. I'm working on that one. The ones I sent to Curb.
Oh yeah, probably. I don't know, man. I got to see who's over there. You know who always is risky business with the Matrix?
Mm-hmm.
Mark Malone. Mark Malone be risky business, bro. He's a habitual line stepper.
Not Tom Cruise risky business.
Yeah. Mark Malone, dog. I'm telling you. Mark Malone be out there, man. Mark Malone be out there more than Claude sometimes. And Rob Lightfoot too. They on, they risky business. But I can't put it past Claude.
Rob, cool, man. He just be out there with South Carolina too much, man. He get caught up in that.
The SEC bias.
If you're gonna be biased, Rob, and get caught up in your college football team, they at least got to win the chip or be competing, man.
Listen,
them boys ain't even make the playoffs.
Tate, you should automatically put Kirby in the Matrix just right off the back, just for GP, for that nonsense he was talking today. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, bro.
That's why I gave him the Matrix in the thread, man. He was talking. I said, with that, I'm done with this. I couldn't even take it no more.
Hey man, Mark Malone said he needs the Matrix sometimes. It's soothing to me. He said
Hey, Mark. Just you pick then. Old country or new country? Which one you want?
Yeah, because you headed that way, buddy. You headed that way, pal. Reginald Rivers said pun.
Big pun gonna be the one.
Pun, boy. If pun on that liquor, yeah, guarantee it. If pun on that liquor.
It's Friday. I ain't got no job. It ain't nothing to do. So you know what pun might be doing if you know that movie take right there where it's from.
Yeah. Mark Malone said send him to the old country, man. He said go on and just go and send him. Yeah, send him to the old country.
Mark, we got not a new graphic, we got a new theme to it. You going to the old country.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah. The old country, man.
Mark to the old country.
Yeah.
Now somebody go ahead and earn that new country during the show.
Hey, Pay, you know what Big Pun said he be drinking, bro?
Mad Dog.
Cuervo and Old English.
I was close.
A mix?
Mixed.
Oh,
Y'all
that's
shook
too
your
much,
head like,
man.
man, I'm trying to tell you what Punishment told me he did, man. Punishment said he get out like that. I said, Lord have mercy. That boy be sideways, man.
I wonder what his fight record is, because drinking like that, I know he be fighting.
he taking a bunch of these, Pay. A bunch of L's.
Okay.
A bunch of
Never
L's.
mind then.
A bunch of L's, man. L
Well,
dogs.
wait. Before I go off that, man, I got to know where Big Pun at. Where Big Pun at?
I don't know. He'll be in a minute. He trying to get his drink together right now. He at the bar somewhere.
Of course, you know
He at
what
the bar somewhere.
That Boricua.
Yeah, that's facts, Pay. That's big facts.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
My son. Yeah,
New York
trying to
could
get it
be
together.
suspect.
Yeah, he's trying to get together.
Speaking
right
of New
now.
York, before we ready to take a quick break and come back with the intro, and then we'll get started. Yeah, hey, y'all pepper us with some questions about the AFC North, man, because we're just gonna chop it up tonight. We're back.
Yeah, we got one. We got one.
Oh, who was it? Where's that?
I'm rolling up to it. Keep talking. I got you.
Yeah, man. But what was I saying? I was going to say something, Big G. Then I got distracted by Pay.
Bro, man from the 5th floor. Might be a dumb question, but is there a time
There are no
limit?
dumb questions.
That's what my teacher used to say, and then I would ask a dumb question.
Facts.
Is there a time limit or a time frame to sign undrafted players for a team?
No.
Yeah, I'm not certain, but I agree with G. If I could be wrong, because we know G 50-50, but I'm going with the 50 right side. Because I think if you're undrafted, then you're just on the street.
That's facts.
And you can sign somebody off the street because they're not under any type of contract or restriction or anything like that. You know?
You're either on the street or you're worse in the UFL.
Yeah.
Hey, man, at least if you're in the UFL, you playing football though.
Are you? Allegedly.
You don't think people in the UFL is viewed as more ready?
No.
Oh wow.
I think there's the NFL, there's college football, and then there's this blank space, and then it's the UFL.
No, you missed somebody.
Over UFL?
It's
Canada?
okay. Yeah, Canada is before UFL.
Okay, I give you that. Canada.
Yeah.
I forgot about Canada. Shout out to the Canadians, the soon to be Americans.
Oh Lord, stop that, man. Stop my son there, man. Stop. Man, come on, baby. Stop.
My 51st.
It's gonna be like the homie Hova. It's gonna be the takeover.
Stop it, man. Stop that.
We're going up north to take over, Big G. It ain't gonna be no more Canadian football. We're just gonna blend the Edmonton Eskimos into the NFL.
They're going 0-17 for the first three years in a row.
Not if they get Warren Moon back.
Man, Warren Moon, that's 5 years in a row. But the first 3 years in a row, they going 0-17. They're going on. They have absolutely no shot.
I think Warren Moon still got it, man.
Man, everybody they can make a Canadian All-Star team and they would go 0-17 against the NFL for at least a year, maybe two. Maybe 2 years. They're going 0-17. They ain't winning no games.
Who's the Canadian All-Stars?
I don't know. My boy Chris Carter's son, man, played on the Canadian All-Star team in the West and the East back in the day, man.
He played with both teams? Like when we was kids, we had the golden quarterback. Quarterback just played for both teams?
No, he played. Duran played for a team in the Western Division and Canadian Football League and made the All-Star team, and then Duran played for the Eastern Division and for a team in the All-Star team and made both of them, man. Duran, shout out Duran, man, young fella, man. If you watch the podcast, what's cracking, man? What's going on, Duran? Good kid, man.
He played high school in Florida. I remember. St. Aquinas.
Yeah. St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah.
St. Thomas Aquinas High School, and then came to Ohio State, messed it up. He was supposed to be the dog on that championship team. He's supposed to be the dog. Messed it up because he would have played with Terrell Pryor and all of them. And then, had to go to JUCO. He went to Coffeyville Junior College and left there and went to Canada and played in Canada all the way to like 2020, 2021, man. So good kid, man. Bad choices and decisions, but good kid.
Big G, maybe you got an answer for this from D Red.
Yes, absolutely. Warren Moon beat us a bunch of. Warren Moon was actually the dude we were scared of for a while, dog. If you're a true Steeler fan and you understand the history, we didn't want. See, that was during the Bubby Brister big trash era, where you got to remember Cowher and see. And Tate, I'm glad you asked this question too. For all y'all Tomlin haters out there, Cowher was a scrub for several years in the NFL. He had some suck teams, man. They was trash. They was trash for several years. And Houston was one of them teams used to kill us. The Browns used to beat us, and the Oilers used to beat us.
Warren Moon got a record comparable to Lamar Jackson against the Steelers. Warren Moon's career record is 4-8 against the Steelers.
Yeah, 4 dubs. 4
dubs, 4 wins, 8 losses.
Yeah, but they used to beat us.
Lamar Jackson probably somewhere around that range himself.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Somewhere around there.
But fellas, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Live chatters, our chat fam, if you listening, watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. Just got to take a quick break. Or for the listening to audio side, you'll hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, but we'll be right back after this. Stay with us, and we'll get into some AFC North football. Feels like football's around the corner because the draft is over. Free agency is over for the most part. We can start talking about some of these teams in a holistic sense. So we'll be right back after this.
What's up, homie?
Fellas, what's happening? Shout out to everybody once again in the live chat. Thanks for rocking with us. That first 15 minutes, we just happy to be back, getting some, 2 weeks worth of stuff off our chest because we haven't been with you in a minute. But now, yeah, the homies are back in town. So, and we wondering where B-Dirt at. I don't know, Big G, you again, HR violation or what's going on. I don't know.
I'm still not convinced.
He said he was out. Out.
I'm not convinced that B-Dirt hasn't died and went on to the next life from alcohol poisoning. I'm not convinced. I don't know who this. I don't know who this is texting our phones. I don't know who that is. Until I see him, I'm not convinced.
You got to see him somewhere, either on camera or something like that. It could be a doppelganger. It could be a doppelganger.
It could be like one of those bad guys in Scooby-Doo, somebody in a mask. I got to see it.
Yeah, you got to be able to pull his face and see if it's real or not. I understand.
Last time I saw B, he was. He was this way or this way? No,
Which way?
No,
this
no,
way?
He was more so leaning. He was more so like this.
This way.
Yeah, he was like this.
Okay.
So if you had put a Zippo to his mouth, you'd have blew the house down.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. B-Dirt, where you at, dog? Where you at? We worried a little bit. Claude got a super chat too, Tate.
That's not his name. That's not his
Sir,
name.
Sir Bishop. Sir Bishop Claude has the super chat, man. They're going to pay. That's a good question to pay. Pay, that's for you, bro.
Claude, thank you for the $5, man. We appreciate it. Go get us some OE when we're done with the show off that. Pay.
What?
well, Mad Dogs, we can all get our some. Pay, what's the Steelers' biggest concern this season? And G won't admit it, but the Bears had a great draft.
Well, time out. What do you mean I won't admit it? The Bears get an A. They get an A draft. A. But go ahead, Pay.
The biggest concern is still waiting on, and Tate says, this. He assumes that this is going to happen because what they did Thursday through Saturday. But the biggest concern is still who's under center or who isn't under center. More so, every passing day you get less time, less reps with the quarterback one. And with his pass catchers. I know there's an unemployed quarterback out there playing catch with DK. I don't know why. I have no idea why. What are you doing, guy? Are you playing football or not? Or are you just trying to be in the spotlight, and have your offseason soap opera for the 5th year in a row? Who do you think you are, Stephen A. Smith? Get out of here. That is the biggest concern for the Steelers. Everything else is as you know it to be. They have a pretty good defense. They have a steady coach. They have a culture in the locker room. And they have a few offensive weapons. But that concern is the biggest concern you can possibly have is you not knowing who your quarterback is going to be on May 2nd.
12 will be there, Pay. 12 got some personal stuff going on, man. I mean, seriously, he really do. I mean, he's got a real tight inner circle, but it's leaking out more and more that he got some family issues with either his brother or sister.
He kicked his family out. He doesn't have, and
all he do got family.
For what he said, he said he doesn't have a family. He said this some years ago. He said, I don't mess with none of my family. I don't have a family.
No. Tate, you muted, dog. That's a big fine. Where my fine sign at?
Some years ago,
he put it in his autobiography. For matter of fact,
I'm not disputing that, but what that's for myself.
Thank you.
What he said most recently in the Pat McAfee show is his sister is a big supporter and confidant, and he has some friends. Sounds like he had a lot of friends, close friends that were affected by the fires, and he trying to help them rebuild their lives and stuff like that. Big G, can I get you to hold the bias sign up? But this is what this is from Pay, man. It's just from years and years of what he feel like bad ownership. Ownership has neglected him in Chicago. We know Aaron Rodgers is the principal owner of the Bears. So, it's a lot of that is that from Pay. And what'd you say?
I don't think I said anything that was biased, but go on.
Pay, everything you say about Aaron Rodgers is against him all the time. That's just your subconscious bias that comes out.
What's your point? I never said he was not a Hall of Famer. That would be bias. That would be me hating. I've said that he's a drama king, which that is a fact. I've said he likes to have an off-season soap opera. Fact. I said he is a detriment to any locker room he walks in. Fact. I'm not lying.
He wasn't a detriment in Green Bay, and the Jets he was, but not in Green Bay.
Yeah, yes, he was. Yes, he
was. So let's say another fact. Does he own the Chicago Bears?
He doesn't play. He doesn't play against. I want him to sign.
He plays the Bears this year.
I can't wait till he signs so we can answer that question. We can get that ownership back.
But he owns the Chicago Bears.
When he stops being scared because he sees them on the schedule. When he stopped being scared and put pen to paper, we can run that back. We got to fade. We got to get up off him.
I bet that's arguably Aaron Rodgers' best game of the year.
I bet you that's his last game of his career.
Oh, I bet that. I bet a whole hour corner time that ain't his last game of his career. I bet a whole hour. I bet that right now.
Just like Brett Favre, the last game of his career is going to happen to Aaron Rodgers. He wants to be Brett Favre.
I bet that. I bet that right now, a whole hour corner time that his last game of his career is not against the Bears.
I'm waiting for them to be in jail together.
Why would he want to be Brett Favre? His career is better than Brett Favre.
Why would you want to be Brett Favre? But hey, he wants to be Brett Favre.
Well, that's what you're saying. I'm saying, why would he?
You think I know what's going on in that brain of his? He got one of them worms like Kennedy. I don't know what's going on up there.
Lord have
Why would you
mercy.
want to do anything the way Brett Favre does it? But here we go. Why is Aaron Rodgers doing the Brett Favre dance every year?
Well, I'd say he hasn't robbed the state welfare of their money. He hasn't done that.
Don't know yet. You said he was out there helping with the wildfires, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
His people. His
family. His family. His
Yeah.
brother and his sister. And his mom, lightweight.
So there's an opportunity for him to be in close with state reps and with getting state funds and whatever to.
That's alleged. That's hearsay.
No, I'm not alleging anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, pay attention. Pay attention to those funds.
He hadn't sent any explicit text to anybody in any kind of organizational management in the NFL.
Have you checked Pat McAfee's phone?
Oh,
Pat McAfee's not in the NFL. I don't know.
let's move on, man. It's biased, man. Stop it, Tate. It's biased, man. Come
That
on,
was
man.
a little biased.
Stop that, man. That's biased, man. You a hater on him, Pay. Stop it. You hate on him.
My first question is the live chat. Feel free to ask where you are. My first question is about the Browns and it's to Pay. Big G, you can comment on it after Pay does if you want. Pay, what do you make of the Cleveland Browns quarterback room?
The quarterback room in Cleveland, it can be described as one word: crowded. That's it. That's all. But that quarterback, I don't know.
Crowded. Would you say crowded but talented? Like, what would you say?
No, I think that would be a bit much.
Ain't no talent over there, Pay. No talent. No talent.
You got 3 first-round picks in that room.
Yeah, I don't think calling them first-round picks is being given an apt description of who is actually in that room. If you say first-round pick, and then you're gonna assume one thing, but then you say that first-round pick was 15 years ago, we're like, oh, all right, that was not a fair description. I wouldn't call it talent. I would say crowded, and I would say it's going to be a very interesting quarterback chase. Let me not say chase, but battle this summer going into camp, and then ultimately being decided during camp. The worst decision they can make is to call the QB race before camp. That is the worst thing they can do. They got to let these guys battle it out.
Tate, there's actually 4. Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett. No, 3. You're right. I'm wrong. I stand corrected.
Watson's on a PUP, so let's just move him out of the conference.
So, yeah, 2. But listen, this is the deal. The bottom line is Flacco's the starter until one of the young pups show that they can beat him out. That's the deal. Flacco's the starter until and in my opinion, either Shedeur Sanders beats him out or they're going to cut him. No team in the NFL is going to keep 4 quarterbacks. No team's going to do it. So you got Kenny Pickett, who they didn't pick up the 5th-year option, Gabriel, who's a rookie 3rd-round pick, Shedeur, that's a rookie 5th round. One of the pups got to beat Flacco out. Once one of the pups beat out Flacco, then we'll see. But I don't. If Shedeur either starts or they cut him.
It's the one thing. I tell you what Cleveland wants to happen. Cleveland would prefer that the decision they have to make is to cut Flacco.
Yeah, I agree. Pay. That's facts. I agree with that.
And you're right. The only way that's going to happen is Shedeur push. Shedeur is amazing. That's the only way it happens. If Gabriel's amazing, then Shedeur is going to get cut, and they're going to keep Flacco. But Shedeur's got to be amazing, which again means that the Browns kind of messed up the back end of their draft. But we'll talk about that later.
I think KPA is the backup.
I think if Shedeur beats out Dylan Gabriel, means they messed up the front end of their draft with using a 3rd-round pick.
So
I mean, that was Stefanski's guy, Dylan Gabriel. Jimmy Haslam came in there and said, "Oh, for a 6th-round pick, we taking Shedeur." That was his independent decision. Like, I'm the owner. This my team, and I'm gonna make this pick myself.
How much stock do you put in a 5th-round pick, regardless of the position? Or do you more than 50% or less than 50%? Do you expect a 5th-round pick to be a player on the team?
I'd say right at the 50% because the majority of NFL rosters lie between between the second and fifth round. It's probably 70% of all NFL rosters lie between there. There's not a lot of first round guys that make NFL teams because it's either boom or bust. So if you look at the percentages of players on rosters, the lower you go in the draft, those are a lot of guys that fill the roster spots. Third, fourth, fifth, even sometimes sixth and seventh. That's what the majority, because they got to save money like that. Because if you got a bunch of first rounders on your squad, everybody got to make money and you're going to be broke. So you got to fill your roster with guys that are lower, So I say 50% or more, Pay. That's what I think.
I say probably 40, 35 to 40, not quite 50, though. I think like all the Steelers' first 5 picks are going to make the team. Mm-hmm. That's with Will Howard being a 6th-round pick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those guys may start on the practice squad the first year, but then the second year, just the process of attrition and evolution. Like, for every death, there's a life. So when one of them old guys get out of here, one of them young guys come in, and they not all first rounders. Mm-hmm. I mean, like some kids, Tate, are born with high IQs. Some kids, Pay, are born with not as high IQs.
That's pretty philosophy. You're philosophizing there, Tate. I like that. For every death, there's a life. Wow. Okay. Butterfly.
Right. Yeah. But so I think 5th round is probably the cutoff point. Like 6th and 7th rounders, gone north, gone to North USA, and then
North USA. The 51sters. The reason I asked that is if you draft somebody in the 5th round, you are expecting to put some resources behind him, right? So Shedeur Sanders, he's not just a throwaway pick. They said that he was excellent value at that 5th round pick, and they expect him to get up on that value. If he's able to get up on that value, that means the 3rd round pick, to your point, Tate, can't reach his value. Which means they messed up somewhere.
Because I actually think Flacco is the keeper. Not that he's a starter, but he's the veteran in the room. So I think that ensures him QB3 anyway. So now Kenny Pickett is a former 1st-round pick with probably about 20 games starting experience.
They also acquired him for a 3rd-round draft pick, so he's not going anywhere.
You're probably right, but they acquired Dylan Gabriel for a 3rd-round draft pick. He could go somewhere.
Not going anywhere. Those 2 guys, they're locked on that roster. So it's Flacco and Shedeur, like you said, G.
Yeah, and either Shedeur going to start or they're going to cut him. That's exactly.
So you think Dylan Gabriel got a better chance of making it than Joe Flacco?
Yeah, because he's the head coach's guy. Stefanski wanted Dylan Gabriel all along from the very beginning. That was his number one guy was Gabriel. Gabriel making the squad. I think Gabriel's 3rd team, Kenny Pickett's 2nd team, and Flacco and Shedeur fighting for the starter. And whatever one don't start ain't making the squad. That's my thinking, bro.
So if Shedeur don't start, he's not making it.
They cutting him.
I still say talent proves itself on the field, and Shedeur Sanders is more talented than Dylan Gabriel. Like, that was Stefanski's quarterback pick. But when Jenny Haslam came in and took Shedeur Sanders, that's his pick. And if he outplays him, 3rd-round pick got to go. We just wasted one. We should have took Shedeur to 3rd, is what Haslam going to say. So I can see Dylan Gabriel being out of there too.
Sir Claude Bishop for the 5. He said, Tate and Big G, would you take any other Browns quarterback if a Steelers quarterback get hurt, except Kenny? Be honest. If 12 is in the building for Pittsburgh, would I take any of the Browns quarterbacks? No. If 12 doesn't join the building and I go into the season with Mason starting and I needed another quarterback, I might take a run if they cut Shedeur to bring him into the building. But outside of that, no. Because I think that Howard has exceptional upside. We stole him in the 6th round. And I think he's got exceptional upside. And I wouldn't be shocked if 12 doesn't show up, that by about week 7, week 8, that there's going to be rumblings that Howard's going to be the starter, bro. Howard is a lot better than what a lot of people think, man. He's a lot better.
Again, I've been hearing that all week.
Will Howard or Shedeur Sanders? Who has more upside?
Howard.
That's close.
We 5th round pick, 6th round pick. We just talked about that.
Howard.
National chip, but the numbers by Shedeur with no line. Will Howard had talent everywhere. You made that argument, Big G, talking to Kirby earlier about Nussmeier for LSU. You said he got pro receivers his whole couple years there, and he does. But I mean, so that's the point. It has to work against you too if it's going to work for you, right?
But I saw Howard do it in Kansas State, though. I saw Will Howard where he didn't have no NFL around him. And Howard was down there killing them boys at Kansas State. He killed them. So
yeah, I'll probably go Will Howard too. I mean, y'all be mad at me, man, but if the Browns gonna take care of the contract and I can get him for the same contract I got Russell Wilson for, give me old Jurgens, man. One year we'll see what he can do.
Hell no. No, I ain't want no Jurgens. Get him out of here.
Big G, Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die, man.
No,
he's been in Cleveland. We would say Cleveland they had a quarterback since Bernie Kosar, like legitimately.
They had a quarterback and they smoked him.
Who?
Baker.
Everybody thought Baker was trash, Big G, and he was trash because he was in Cleveland. He went somewhere else and he got better. I remember Deshaun Watson in Houston. So I'm just saying, if it's on the cheap.
I don't think Baker was trash in Cleveland. I don't think he's ever trash.
He won a playoff game. He beat us in the playoffs.
But Big G,
that ain't trash.
You can't tell me you wasn't calling him trash with every other Steeler fan. He's running the sacks. He think he's more athletic than he is. Everything.
G calls everyone trash. So I mean. Speaking
Baker.
of, we got a super chat right here from Danny Littlejohn.
Yeah, the Bill 99. I seen it, but I went past so fast because they over there commenting like crazy in the chat, man. What it said?
You got to read that.
It said, Danny Littlejohn, will Shedeur get a fair op? Kenny is adios muchachos. No, hell no, Kenny ain't adios muchachos. That's why they getting Kenny for the cheap. They already nullified his 5th-year option. They getting him for the cheapo, bro. They getting him for the cheap. Shedeur, He's either gonna start, and this the whole thing. If he starts, they fleece him for 5 years. That's the killer part about this whole scenario with Shedeur Sanders. If he starts quarterback, he gets a worse contract than the boy down there in San Francisco. They fleecing him for 5 years. He gonna be the #1 jersey seller, the #1 this, that, and this. They trying to get that new stadium out there in Berea by the airport. Trust me, there's some method to this madness that's going on by that owner. He took that boy in the 5th round. I think right now Shedeur is the #1 jersey seller in the NFL right now. No, the #2 Cleveland. I think he's #1 right now.
I called that much like I called Kaepernick. I might have been on the know-it-alls. Remember I said that?
Yeah, facts. I think he's #1.
Number one rookie.
Yeah. So he out there he already making him bread. So if he starts him and runs him out there, he gets him for a little bitty small contract, and he gets the big fleece. And then people going to be in the stands talking, Shedeur, all this and this. And, oh, God, don't let him be successful. Oh, my God. Yeah, he get a big fleece off of that. For 5 years, and he ain't going to pay him nothing. He's not going to renegotiate in year 3 or year 4. He's not going to pay him nothing. That's a fleece.
A little explanation about how jersey sales work. It depends on where you buy the jersey. If you buy the jerseys from NFL.com, which majority of the jerseys are sold during draft weekend, if you buy it from NFL.com, you split that jersey 132 ways.
Correct.
If you buy it from the team site or the team store on site, the team gets all that money.
Correct.
Cleveland's not selling these Shedeur jerseys right now.
So it's split right now 32 ways.
Mm-hmm. So everybody is buying a Shedeur jersey, people with no interest, not Cleveland fans? They were real happy they got it.
Shedeur fans or people that like Shedeur are buying jerseys, but that money is being shared by the collector.
How you know they're not going to the Browns site to get the jersey, the Browns store?
Browns don't have that jersey yet.
Well, they must know his number. Why wouldn't they have the jersey number? Why wouldn't they have the jersey?
It's a automated number. They just give out fake numbers right now.
So they can buy a jersey with the wrong number on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do. I mean, what's going to happen? The jersey hasn't been printed yet, but when it is, they're going to have some type of number. You pick your number early in this process anyway. When he signs, puts pen to paper, he'll have a number.
Let me see something. I'm double checking just to see.
Big G, read Mark Cunningham's comment.
Mark Cunningham said, "What do you guys think about Sebastian Castro from Iowa? I remember him jumping off the tape while checking out Cooper DeJean last year. He got a shot at least to make the practice squad. What do y'all say?" Absolutely. I think they're going to keep 4 safeties, and I think he's going to make the team.
Yeah, I was about to say, but Big G hot take right here. He gonna make the 53.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude in my book was a 4th or 5th round pick at worst 5th round. He nice. He don't have all the Nick E. He don't have all the athletic upside and ceiling that some of those guys had. The kid Baltimore drafted, but he's a good solid safety. Who's a good, probably a 3rd safety. That's one of the Steelers safeties moving forward. I'm not saying a starter. He could be a 3rd safety. Minka has another year after this coming year left in his contract. Thornhill's 1 year, and Deshaun Elliott, which Omar needs to get busy on that. This is his final year in Pittsburgh on his contract, and he done earn money. I think he is making $6 million over 2 years, $3 million a year. They need to go and get that boy. It's going to take $10 million to keep him. $8, $9 million. You know, safeties don't break the bank no more, but they need to keep you.
Based on the injury concerns of the safety room, you have to keep him. They're going to keep 4 safeties. You have to. Elliott was hurt last year. Minka was hurt last year. Tannehill stay hurt. So based on the injury concerns, you got to keep them young legs in there just in case something happens. So yeah, he's gonna make the squad. Thornhill, yeah. He gonna make it.
But I'm talking moving forward after this year. Elliott's not in the contract this year. Thornhill signed a 1-year deal. Minka got 1 year left. The Steelers need to address the safety room, period. Where that means signing a couple of guys they already have, or drafting another 1 or 2 safeties next year, or making a move for a safety.
But he gonna make it this year though. He gonna make that 53. I promise you that. And he's a good player. If he was like 6'1", 6'2", they'd be ramping and raving about him. He's short. He's like 6 foot tall. So, but when I'm telling you this kid, he's a safety now. He's a safety. He's the real deal. Real deal. So yeah, he gonna make it.
Thanks. Show up on overtime. We'll talk about this.
Yeah,
because you sound crazy. LeBron opting out his $52 million deal, and I bet you LeBron signed a 2-year deal at age 40, going on 41, another 2-year deal at $120 million. That got GOAT written all over it.
He has a MCL sprain or a tear or something too. His leg is jacked up. He'd be all right. I wouldn't be surprised that's a bit embellished because it's LeBron. We'll talk about that on overtime. Big G, question to you about the Ravens. Castro could play in the slot, Mark Cunningham. He could. He's slot capable. I just think there's too many other options. He could be a backup, versatile slot, but they're going to keep 2, like between Beanie, Eccles, and the kid they just drafted. Hill in the 7th round.
Kent.
Yeah, Kent. Kent or Kent Hill, something like that.
Boy, 50-50, never let us down.
I know he went to Central Michigan, and I watched the tape. So, yeah. But what's the question about Baltimore?
Big G, what does the addition to their first-round safety mean to that room?
They're going to cause hell.
To that secondary.
They're going to cause hell. Listen, the Baltimore Ravens with Malachi Starks, Hamilton, the little Smurf they got out there playing on the corner from Clemson, they cause him.
Pays boy, Wiggins. Wiggins.
He a little bitty fella. But they gonna cause hell because now you can't. It's hard to game plan when you have two safeties that are that good. Malachi Starks is a beat. Matter of fact, Malachi Starks' stock actually dropped because he went back to college. If he would have went out the year before, he'd have been a top 15 pick. But he still went in the first round. Malachi Starks is a dog. So you got Malachi Starks with Kyle Hamilton and the Smurf. Oh, yeah. They're going to be causing problems. They're going to be causing problems. So to me, it means a lot. I don't know about pay, but I think you agree with me, man.
Hey, Tim, you obviously don't know the inside joke. You missed that short. I called him Niggins. It was an accident, but you got to hear what Pay called him on. I'll send you the short so you even know context.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So you think he makes the room better? And then in addition to Mike Green, right?
Yeah, they stole him too. But see, Mike Green has super high upside, but it could get ugly real quick. So that's going to take the inner circle of Baltimore wrapping their arms around that kid and saying, look, man, you're here to play football and win. Now, if they do that and he's humble and he listens to the veterans that they have on that team, then he has huge upside. Huge upside. But yeah, the Baltimore did that. Baltimore got an A in the draft as far as I'm concerned. Hey, they did well.
And then we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back to Pay with a Bengals question, see what he thinks, and we'll go from there. So if you're watching on YouTube, don't go anywhere. Stay with us for the last block. We've got about 14, 15 minutes left. If you listen to audio podcasts, we have to hear we have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers. And we'll be right back after this. Stay with us. And we're back on the Homies Friday night here with a couple of the homies. Missing the fourth homie, the wee boy of the year, self-proclaimed B Dirt, but I think he's earned it over the time I've known him. So, even though he's self-proclaimed, it's well earned. But Pay, what do you think the Bengals defense is going to be like this year? They're going to have the worst defense in the AFC North this year?
I think it's possible. They had the worst defense last year. I haven't noticed any large upgrades this offseason as far as A1 talent. So they didn't get a defensive player in the first round. They did. They got an offensive player in the first round. Yeah, who
they got that. They see, you don't even remember because you was in the blue club with B Dirt.
No, I remember.
They got the dude. They got the dude that B Dirt got just as many sacks as Shamar Stewart.
Exactly. He plays offense. He doesn't play defense. Exactly what I meant.
Facts.
So that guy, he's a complete project, and we did a whole film breakdown on him on the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel because there was an opportunity for him to be there at 10. He was there at 10, and I'm glad my team didn't go get him, but the Bengals got him, and he's a complete project. You got to teach him all type of techniques. He has one move, and that is a bull rush, and he's not strong enough to even be successful with that bull rush. As you see, 4 sacks in his collegiate career.
That's facts.
The second round, B Dirt wanted them to go get an offensive lineman. They wasn't successful in doing that. Detroit
take Rutledge.
That is who B Dirt wanted. Detroit ended up getting them. I'm just not too certain about how their defense is going to be. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me today, will they have the worst defense in the division? I'll take that bet.
Mm-hmm. And they ain't worked it out with Hendrickson. They
negotiating though. They negotiating.
Yeah, but bringing him back, they still had the worst one last year. So what if he's back?
True. That's true.
Yeah. They need some of them young fellas that they drafted to hit, Tate. Because they drafted that boy out of Clemson a couple of years ago. He ain't worth a nickel.
Miles Murphy, right?
Jenkins ain't hit yet. He ain't worth a nickel. And now you bring Shamar Stewart in, and you know, I mean, we're gonna see. But with the Bengals, yeah, Pay, you're right. They the worst defense in the division.
This year,
Pay, what you said? What you
defensively,
said, Pay?
I was just looking at the baseball score, 9-0. Good guys, best team in the league. But go on.
Mm-hmm. Beat down.
we lost 2 out of 3 to the Tim's St. Louis Cardinals. Lost a doubleheader. That scored 1 run in the doubleheader.
Lost to the Cardinals. That's
Yeah.
Look at Tim. Look at Tim over there in the live chat. He trying to be all riotous, talking about we got a new defensive line coach in the DC and come to the run into the jungle for the real analysis. Listen, Tim, Pay ain't doing nothing but repeating what B Dirt said to him in public and in private. And Pay, am I lying? So Tim, you could be, you know, all biased and all Bengals, blah 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 blah, but your defense sucks.
I mean,
They suck.
You both are right. I am repeating what I saw and what I heard. But Tim is also right. If you want full breakdowns of what the Bengals got going on, check out Running Through the Jungle. It's a great call.
And not to mention, B Dirt's supposed to be a weekly part of this podcast from a Bengals representation. So not our fault he's not here. But
we got
anyway,
a super chat, man. We got a super chat. Rookie OTAs and rookie mini. Oh, the schedule. Are you talking about the schedule? Because rookie mini camp and OTAs and all that stuff kicks off right around the same time the schedule release. So I'm looking forward to both.
I'm making bets all day, May 14th.
On what?
Schedule release, bet day.
What are you betting on for the schedule release?
When we play, who we play. And I'm calling up everybody that we got on the schedule.
Well, we know who you play.
Not you know who, but the win matters. The win matters just a bit. If you want to make an actual astute bet, the win matters. And the where. So I can't wait. May 14th is gonna be a good day, Danny Littlejohn.
What you betting about the Bears right now? How many dubs?
I saw their over under was 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going over.
I'll go over too, but they ain't getting 10.
Are they a playoff team?
I got 9.
No, hell no, they ain't no playoff team. Hell no.
And you said hell no.
Hell no, they ain't no playoff team.
That's a bit strong.
Hell no.
That's a bit strong. I would give us a coin flip. Hell no, it's a bit strong. If you're saying we're going to get 8 wins, it's not hell no. You said more than 7. You said you're going more than 7, so it's 8 or better.
You got the Packers and the Lions in your division. The Packers and the Lions in your division. Y'all ain't better than them.
I don't remember the last time the Packers beat us.
Well, actually,
no, you split with them last year. Stop that.
Nope, I don't remember the last time they beat us.
Okay, whatever. Let's see. That's biased.
Well, I bet last time 12 in the buildings when they was beating y'all regularly. But anyway, did he ever lose to the Bears? Anyway, the Bear. I was looking at the other day because my brother-in-law is a Chicago Bears fan down in Florida. Been a Bears fan since the Walter Payton days. Talking crazy about him the other day. I talked 7 games. I mean, y'all ain't win 7. You don't pick 10 and win 7 games. So I had to go prove him wrong again because that's that 99.8% clip on that. I had to prove a Bears fan wrong. And then he said, what did he say? Oh, he said and I had to break down the division to him. It was 15, 14, and 11. The teams ahead of you. The Bears way down the cellar at 5. So though I think they'll win more than 7.5, that playoff push is going to be tough because you got 3 teams that won double-digit games last year. We're not even talking about the Bears getting double-digit wins this year.
Tate, do you know that the Steelers is like 7.5 too?
Oh well, you know that's an all-in bet. My chips into the middle, all of them.
Yeah, they like
every
7.5.
single one of them.
Yeah, 7.5. Stop that, NFL. You need to.
And I bet they better recommend that on that FFSN betting show called Pay Dirt. They need to recommend that if they don't.
Better.
I recommend going under as long as you don't have a quarterback.
Bet it right now. Bet it right now. Bet it right now. I'll bet bread and corner time.
Look,
that we win more than 7.5.
What y'all frustrated Chicago sports fans boys say? Bet the David Robinson. Bet the Nifty that one, the Steelers go over, and two, they win more than the Bears. 50-50. Big G's name. Bet them both right now.
See, how you gonna volunteer my pocket, dog? I didn't say all of that. I said,
I'm not. I'm betting him. I'm saying your name 50-50. I bet him 50 on Pittsburgh win more than Chicago, and 50 that Pittsburgh get they over. If you don't put another 50 on, I bet the Bears get under. Just because now you're yapping.
And I go 25 with you. You know I don't never bet bread.
I bet
25.
Right now,
I bet 20. I got 25. I got 25. The Steelers get more than 7.5. I got 25 on that. Whatever you want. And an hour corner time if you want to bet that too. I bet an hour corner time we get over 7.5 and $25. I bet it.
You all done bloviating.
You started it.
You know, well, if you were listening instead of just, talking, I guess into a paper cup, plastic cup, I said I'm going under as long as they don't have a quarterback.
I don't give a damn if 12 don't show up or not. I'm still betting 7.5.
I don't care if Duck Hodges walk back in that room.
I don't give a damn.
Have more wins than the Bears.
No, I'm not betting that, but I don't care if it's Mason Rudolph or Will Howard to run out there quarterback.
You said the thing I'm saying.
But they get 7.5. I bet that.
You can run around saying it right now on May 2nd. But if you do end up with a quarterback somehow, some way, the numbers change.
Well, I'm betting right now with Mason and Will Howard in the room.
I'm not
7.5 plus.
I'm not betting right now because you'll be silly to bet. You don't want to.
We got them things, Pat. You the only one talking in. You the only one talking. You the only one talking.
So now I'm giving gambling advice. Do not bet before the roster's set. You're being silly. Don't do that.
I'm telling you right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers is getting more than 7.5 wins. I wouldn't give a damn if Tomlin
and the roster not set, and he willing to bet, and you backing off, Mr. Dirt, pay.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if Mike Tomlin suited up a quarterback. We getting 7.5.
I'm going to quote.
I promise you.
Again, if you bet,
he said Tomlin quarterback.
I'm going to quote myself again. It's going under as long as you don't have a quarterback.
So let me ask you this then. Is Aaron Rodgers a quarterback?
Barely.
Do he change the numbers?
How many wins the Jets had last year? 7?
5. The same amount as the Bears, maybe more.
No, they had less.
I'm saying I don't care about 12. I'm saying right now, with Mason and Will Howard, we getting 7.5. Bet it. 12 don't even is irrelevant to me.
Well, we can't bet that then because what you say right now, May 2nd is very relevant. Well, is more irrelevant.
I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers organization.
There
ain't no way in hell we ain't winning 7.5 games.
That's fine. You can lean on history, but I'm telling you right now, it's not a smart bet.
That's the fact, Jack. That's the fact, Jack.
Well, then bet it. Bet it.
That's too Claus comment. And he didn't answer my question. I said, is Aaron Rodgers considered the quarterback? Does Aaron Rodgers make the line go up or stay the same?
Oh, the line will move up with Aaron Rodgers. I'll give you that.
Okay.
All I know is you ain't willing to bet. And I'll bet you at any time, whenever. Matter of fact, I'll let you get 3 games in the season and still bet you. We can start out 0-3, and I'm still gonna bet you.
First of all,
I'm still gonna bet you.
G. First of all, take the bass out your voice because you ain't betting like 30 years. So don't talk to a gambler that way. Don't talk to a gambler that way.
9:07 p.m. 5/2/2025. A live chat heard me. We can start out 0-3, and I'm still gonna bet you we get more than 7.
Well, then
I'm still gonna bet you.
I will come back and check your pocket first day of camp. I want to see who reports to camp. Once we get to that point, I'm gonna check your pocket then. We'll see.
But
it might go up to 50 at that point. It might go up to 50 at that point.
You do. Hold on.
The number don't scare me, G. We can poke it up as far as you want to. The number don't. You
do think the Bears will finish better than the Steelers, though, right?
I think it's a fair shot.
So then we can't make no bet today. None.
Why
Yeah.
would you bet now? Why?
Hey, Pay, I'm a gambler. Either you gonna win or you gonna
No,
lose.
you're a bad gambler if you bet now.
I bet in my lifetime I know I've won way more than I lost. And that's just not betting games. That's playing cards, shooting dice, doing everything that I've done over a lifetime. That I'm a winning gambler. But question, real quick, we got here. Big G,
got 2
which
super
Steeler
chats.
rookie? I know I'm getting to him.
Yeah.
Which Steeler chat? I mean, which Steeler chat? Which Steelers rookie will make an impact?
All of them.
And thanks for the 2 lifelong.
Yeah. Harmon is going to start quick, fast, in a hurry. Jack Sawyer is going to be a rotational player. Yaya Black might mess around. Yaya Black, or whatever how you say his name, is going to mess around and push. Yaya will push for starter minutes. Will Howard is going to get some tick. And Caleb Johnson going to be starting by the 3rd game. Run it. All the top 5, run them on in there.
Top 4, right?
Top 4.
And top
Black.
top 5, you include DK for a 2nd round.
Yep. Black, Harmon, Sawyer, Johnson. All 4 of them. Run
and
it.
Harmon.
Yeah, run it. They all of them. What Claude say for the $2?
Claude.
Say for $2. Yeah, come on. That's facts, Claude. Sir Bishop, that's facts. Sir Bishop, that is big facts. Absolutely, Sir Bishop. They with Skyler, we winning 7.
If you go 8-8 with a duck playing like 4 or 5 of them games, you definitely. And that year they lost the last 3. Them jokers was 8-5.
Yeah, he biased, bro. He's so biased he don't even know. He can't help himself. He can't help himself, man. He just can't help himself.
Yeah, lifelong. We like him too, man. But fellas, yeah. KB say, "Hey, we ain't never been pushovers, bro. What do you think you dealing with?"
Big facts.
And I don't understand the disrespect for a team that ain't never finished last in their division since 2000. But you can go back to the AFC Central when they might have finished last place in like Chuck Noll's last few years or something. But y'all always, I say y'all, you'll be there, always pick against them. I think this makes 3 years now. Y'all said they'll run through the jungle the other night. The Steelers probably finished last. You keep saying it, and it never happens. Well, one of these days, y'all going to be right and not go 0 for the last 25. But okay.
Never. Now, Mark Tobin said the defense going to get us 6 dubs. And he's correct.
By itself?
He's correct. They going to get us 6. That's correct. That's correct.
That bet is good. I learned about the Bears last year. I bet they win more than the Commanders. I was paying jokers in October. So I'm done with them.
I tried to tell you, Tate. I tried to tell you last
Big
year.
G, I was paying in October, though? In October.
I tried to tell you, man. You wouldn't listen. I told you that quarterback, I told you it was an issue. And listen, he ain't got no excuse now. None. All that offense he got, that dog tight end he got, that slot wide receiver, that offensive line, he better show up now or he going to be the big trash quarterback of that draft. The big trash. Because he got all kind of help now.
Big G. We're going to go ahead. We've been talking for the last 5. We're going to get Pay the final word. Pay, go ahead and take us out of here so we get on overtime and get that party started, man.
He talking to somebody on the phone or talking to his people. He talking to somebody.
He talking to an AI. He asking, will the Bears win more than 5 games? What AI tell you, Pay?
That's hilarious.
But hey, with that being said, man, we'll go on and jump on out of here. Come on over to OT. We're going to talk about, without B Dirt, we're going to talk about his wedding briefly. We'll get into some MLB. Pay got the best team in the league.
Facts.
So he says. The Cubs ain't the best team in the league. Look at the records. They're not the best team in the league.
That, man, they really good, man.
We'll talk about the NBA playoffs. We're going to talk about.
You realize that if some kind of way the Rockets can come back and get this one, Big G going 8 for 8 in that first round.
It's great. Come on in like 15 minutes, ain't it?
Yeah. 8 for 8.
8 for 8.
8 for 8.
You ain't got New York yet. You ain't got Houston.
It's over.
I lost the Bucks. I lost the Lakers, but the Lakers, I give myself an asterisk. I really wanted to pick Minnesota. I'm rooting for the Lakers, but Minnesota been my sleeper all year. Y'all know that.
That's fine.
But all right, we'll go on and jump out of here, man. Pay is busy talking to AI, trying to get some true knowledge on stuff. So we'll
Hey,
see
come
you
on, man.
next.
Pay, say what you got to say about Brett Favre before we get out of here, man. Don't do that, man. Say what you got to say about Favre, Pay.
Arrest Brett Favre.